How's it going? Welcome back to another video on my channel. I apologise, it's been like 3 weeks since I've uploaded. I kind of just had some personal stuff going on in the background, and the Christmas season's coming up, and for someone working in the hospitality industry, that means I don't get as many days off as most people would like to have around Christmas, so I'm sure no one cares about that. But we're back with another video. Shock news, one about Diablo 4 again. Season 11, aka the rework season, as I'm going to call it, starts in 15 hours for me, which is about 4:30 AM on Friday morning, which I will be happily in bed by then because I am not waiting till 4 AM to play Diablo 4. As much as I love this game, I will probably be up at like 7 AM or something, so you know, players might already be at max level by then. But I just wanted to go over sort of like, not my expectations, but like my worries, I guess, or like just things I'm going to look out for when I'm playing this new season. And the first one I'm going to do, which I always do every season, is I'm going to abuse Maxroll to my fullest capabilities. Now, I will admit, the first few seasons I made builds by myself. I tried to theory craft builds, especially in the first 2-3 seasons of Diablo 4's launch. I remember season 1 I played Twisting Blades rogue, and that was really fun. But anyone who's played Diablo 4 will tell you that the first like 2 or 3 seasons, leveling up to max level was a pain, mainly because of capstones. And after getting capstones, it was just a case of you run nightmare dungeons from level 80 all the way to 100, and it took way too long. So then I decided to use Maxroll for my builds. Now there are a few websites out there that people are using. To name a few, there's Maxroll, there's Mobalytics. I believe people are still using Icy Veins, but Icy Veins I think isn't as good anymore. So I'm using Maxroll. It's made by a bunch of collective streamers and people in the community who make builds and basically spend their whole lives dedicating and obviously being paid to play Diablo or even other games that you see on this tab here. They've got like Path of Exile 2, they've got World of Warcraft, Borderlands 4, Last Epoch, and it goes on, even like Expedition 33. So they would make builds for pretty much any game. I mean, Elden Ring's there, Monster Hunter, but you get the idea. Even Diablo 2 Resurrected. But if you're playing Diablo 4 and want to use maxroll.gg, I'll put the link in the description anyway. But go on this website, it's very simple. You just click on the Diablo 4 tab, and then you'll get a bunch of like little notes here. One I always use is the tier lists, or as you might have seen, the meta. So this is the meta speed leveling guide, which I'm going to use. The fastest way I believe to level up this season will be the Vessel of Hatred campaign. For some reason, because the campaign XP is at a fixed amount, I believe there's so many squishy mobs in the Vessel of Hatred DLC, and you can blitz through it, even on normal difficulty. So you will level up so fast. And then obviously there's strongholds that you can complete. I think you get about, I think it's like half a level for each one, so you can just go for that. But there comes a point where it might get stale, so we just turn around and do like Hell Tides when it's available, or we do one of the capstone dungeons when we get to a certain level. But it's going to be a lot easier for me to do this with the campaign because it's so easy. You just go to the campaign and you can just go all the way through it, and I think it takes about an hour, 2 hours to finish the DLC if you the expansion quest line. If you just go for the missions, you can kill Mephisto and you'll be around at level 57, and then the last one can be done with with strongholds or Hell Tides. So that's what I'm going to be using. But if you want to make an actual build, there's a tier list guide to show you the best leveling builds in the game. So the best ones will be like Minion Necro, Hydra Sorcerer, Dance of Knives Rogue. But for me, I'm playing the Barbarian, so they're all going to be like A tier. So I'm going to I normally go for Whirlwind. I might try Hammer the Ancients this time. I heard that build is going to be super strong this season, which leads me on to the next one, which is the overall end game builds tier list. Now there are 3 separate categories for this. One would be the bossing builds tier list, so the ones that will just destroy bosses the quickest, and focus only on that. So if you're looking for just getting like boss summons and spamming through them to try and farm mimics, those builds are going to be the best. The push builds, which are going to apply for the pit and the new tower, which is basically like the greater rifts from Diablo 3, but just a bit more up there, I guess. So this would be the best one for pushing builds. So for example, there's like Hammer the Ancient's Barb, Whirlwind, Earthquake Barb, Bash Barb, and then some like specialized builds, which I believe these ones are more like they have to be so specific, like item wise, and they focus more on party only. You can't kill anything alone, like. They're just made for like cooperative play or just some sort of special play that are different compared to most builds. But for example, my Hammer the Earthquake, Hammer the Ancient's Barb is looking to be strong this season. Same with Whirlwind Earthquake Barb. I've played this build so many times, but I want to say it's been improved now, or it just looks a little bit better. Yeah, it's going back to being natural force of nature. So I don't know, it's in the books, I guess, but the one I go for is the overall endgame builds tier list, so I will just look at a build and say, like, what build do I want to go for, which one will be good, what am I thinking? Now, I'm going to play every character, I will be honest, I do every season, but I'm looking at some of the characters, classes, like, that are S tier, that are, like, good for the whole endgame, so whether it's farming Helltides in T4, if it's killing bosses, if it's doing the pit and towers, it's all here. So, for example, the Druid, it's the same two builds as last season, the Pulverizing Companion. I am sad, however, that they nerfed Shred to the ground, as Shred is now B tier. I was really looking forward to playing Boulder. I really wanted to play Boulder, but I don't think they've synergized it properly to make it, like, strong. So, I'm not going to go for that. I'll probably just go for Pulverize again, because I know what that does. Same for Necro. I've played both of these builds. I'm just going to go Blood Wave. It's just so easy to use. Then Rogue, Twisting Blades has been buffed, so I'm going to go for that, I believe. And you might see me looking at these specific stats here. These are pretty much like the ones I'm looking for in terms of how good will a build be. So for example, it's great for pushing in the pit, it's decent at speed farming, it's great for survivability, and it's strong on bosses, and it's very easy to play. Which, the biggest one for me is if it's easy to play. That's the only one I'm concerned about, because some builds are so like specific to like snapshotting and timings, it's ridiculous. I remember when the Cataclysm Druid, like the first season, that was OP. A lot of people were confused on how to snapshot. Well, I say snapshot, you're probably like, oh, what is snapshot? It's basically if you have a rune power and it requires you to say spam pulverize like 10 times, and then on the 10th time when the rune offering is full, it will activate this effect that will make you like unhindered for 6 seconds. You know, you want to snapshot it so you cast 9 of that skill, and then when you hit the 10th one you start moving, and then you just absolutely blitz through enemies with Cataclysm. So I guess that's how that's going to be another thing in some of these builds. I'm not too sure, but yeah, as you can see, the only sorcerer build, for example, is Crackling Energy, which I believe that's down to the new unique that's coming for this season, which is Vein. I don't know if that's actually new for this season or if it's just new in general, but it says here, for each defensive skill not on your action bar, you deal 40% increased damage and gain its associated enchantment effect. So in other words, because teleport has been nerfed, you don't really want to keep teleport on your thingy bar unless you have enough stats for it, because it will activate the enchantment where you can evade with teleport. And then you've got like lightning spear. So I believe it's just, yeah, the survivability is moderate, but it's probably the best build in the game by the looks of it. It's going to be super strong, but I'm going to stick with my barbarian first. And then for Spiritborn, again, it's the Evadeborn build, which really hurts your fingers, but as you can see, it is so good. It's always been so good, and it's probably not going to change, to be honest. I played it last season, and I will admit I didn't really get along with it. It might have just been because of how late into the season I was playing it, so people were pretty much selling all their items for extortionate prices. But the one I'm going to go for is Hammer of the Ancients Endgame Barb. As you can see, it's great on bosses, it's good for surviving and pushing. It's slow speed though, but as long as I can just like destroy bosses and farm, that's all I'm after. So you might be thinking, why have I gone through all this and not really said anything about what I'm going to do? It's because this is all I need to do. So I can just level up with the level build guide, and then for when I start playing into my level 60, I can go from the start build to Ancestral to Mythic and to the Sanctify. Now, 9 times out of 10, you can just survive all of the game with the unique section, as long as you nearly satisfy the specific these specific stats. So the only thing you require is these 2 runes, and then you can play. It's mainly for, I believe it's going to be earthquakes again, if I had to guess. If I can find it, yeah. So we invoking earthquakes, and then just snapshotting earthquakes onto everything. So yeah, there's nothing much I really can say other than that. It's really just a case of I'm gonna log into Diablo 4. I'm gonna level up using the leveling guide that I normally use, and then when I get to level 60, I'm gonna go through the pit, level up my glyphs, start getting good gear. Obviously, while I'm leveling up, I'm gonna progress through the seasonal reputation, and then look at all the new features that are coming with that. But other than that, there's nothing much I really can say. It's just a case of I'm going to play this game like I always have been playing this game, and I'm excited to see, especially with barbarians, what the new fortify change will look like in terms of survivability, because they revealed it a bit more in depth about what the actual change is for fortify. So normally fortify would give you just an extra bit of protection, and it would pretty much like crack the fortify before your HP. So you pretty much have like armor. So if you have like 30,000 fortify and 30,000 life, it would break the fortify in conjunction with if you lost health. But now they changed it so fortify now heals you when you lose health, so you have like an extra pool of health. So it should help you survive, especially with some of the gameplay changes and the monster changes that are coming. But other than that, I just wanted to get a little video out there before I start Season 11. Let me know if you guys are still playing this. Obviously, I know PoE 2 is dropping the Druids. I don't know if they're actually out yet. I still need to get into PoE 2. I mean, oh, there we go. Last of the Druids releases one day. I still want to get into PoE 2, so I might play that today and try and see what I can go with from there. Because I do have a very impressive track record of, I want to say, 26 minutes playing it, so I need to give it a go. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. As always, if you liked it, please like and subscribe down below, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you're playing Diablo 4 Season 11, if you're not, what you're playing instead. And yeah, other than that, thank you for watching, guys. It's been I forgot my channel name, but it's been me, and I'll see you later. Take care.